This sounds way better. We should do this all the time.
Yeah, so you can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet. Yeah, I got this new audio interface, and sounds great, man.
Yeah. We sound like a real podcast.
Yeah. It's that newfangled Thunderbolt connection that them Macs have.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. It's awful fast.
That's what she said. Started watching The Office again. Here, keep
He
talking.
did? Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Ever since Netflix announced that they're going to remove it, I was like, I need to catch up on all this.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, because NBC bought back the rights to it for like $100 million, and they're going to put it on their exclusive streaming platform.
That's really greedy.
Yeah. It's like, how many streaming platforms do I need? At this point, I just might as well be paying for 2 cables providers. Fuck that noise. David?
Yes.
Teammate of mine, Cindy Garcia, once had a customer ask her to bone out an oxtail.
No. Why? Was the customer going to keep the bones, or were they just like didn't have any grind in the case that day, or what?
I don't know. What would you do with a boneless oxtail?
I'd stuff it in somebody's tailpipe. It'd be useless otherwise. I don't know what to say about that. That's wild.
Do you know how
I would have made. I
What?
said, yeah, I would do it, but only if you watch me do it with this tiny baby knife.
Well, I know that when the recruiter or whatever was like a year ago was talking to me about for that the Butcher Show on History Channel, one of the things that the casting director kept on saying was like, yeah, test people's skills on like boning out an oxtail or something. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, that's dumb.
So dumb.
Yeah. Like, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, is this because you guys can't afford sides? Like,
well, it's a good thing that the show didn't
do that.
turn out dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think once Brian Butler was involved, it couldn't have been dumb. And obviously, Sean Kelly is the best. One critique with that show, I've been on the sidelines this entire time. But this is Retail Horror Stories, everyone, by the way. So there you go. You didn't watch any of the episodes, right?
I just watched that little bit that I saw at your house, which was really entertaining.
Yeah.
Although I felt like I didn't see enough of Sean. I felt like I just wanted the camera to focus on Sean for long periods of time.
Yeah. Kind of like how I have pictures of Sean all over my house.
Yeah.
Not pictures Sean's painted, actual just pictures of Sean.
Yeah, like in a giant rotating picture frame, like the digital one that keeps bringing up a different photo.
Yeah, most of them are blurry and taken from outside and through blinds. But I'm back in my day, we just called that shy.
Oh, we sure did.
Now I'm going to get me too'd. Anyway, what I hated, or I didn't hate, which one thing, a lot of men cry on that show, which I thought was unique. Not knowing how I would react in that situation, but maybe I would cry too. But I feel like modesty or doesn't exist. Or didn't like, or being humble, not being modest. That's the wrong word, but being humble and being like gracious. Where, I noticed that some people, when they lost, still claimed they were the best, and then people who won or went further in the competition had the attitude of like, well, I knew I was going to win because I'm fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have to. They really want to promote that sort of behavior because imagine if you had a show that was just like a bunch of Darren O'Rourke's just being real polite and humble all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I think was refreshing about Sean Kelly.
Yeah, agreed.
And Daniel.
I'm just kidding, Darren. You're the best.
Well, but Darren is polite. But where, there is, I don't know, like, Sean was the only person. I'm going to get off his dick in a second. Sean was the only person who, when was presented with a challenge, called it out as like, this is deceptively deceiving. Or this is deceptively harder than it is.
Yeah.
You know, where everyone else is like, fucking doing this, that's easy. I make sausage all day. Or whatever. Example.
Yeah, imagine if there was an episode that was like Darren O'Rourke, Sean Kelly, and Simon. I don't know what Simon's last name is.
Simon.
And it was just like only focused on butchery and no bravado.
And it was just super polite the entire time.
Super polite. Yeah, and helpful. You know?
Yeah. And then like when one person's done, they like go and help the other person.
Yeah.
and it's like Mean Girls where they break up the crown and like, you're also a winner.
I haven't seen that, but that sounds good. I'll have to add that to my
what?
I have to add that to my Napster queue and download that one.
Jesus Christ, David. I appreciate the throwback plug of Napster, but you haven't seen Mean Girls?
I haven't.
Wow. I know what hopefully you come up here on the 4th of July, and I know instead of fireworks, we're going to watch Mean Girls on my iPad in the garage.
That sounds pretty American. I like that.
Yeah. All right. Next question, or next submission for the retail horror stories is from the Smashly on Instagram. This one time, a guy dropped off his wild game at the processors with a few cigarette butts mixed in the carcass. Maybe for flavor?
Oh. So like this hunter just chucked this poorly dressed out deer into the back of their weird truck that just has like cigarette butts and like Coors banquet cans in the back.
Yeah. I know when I worked construction in my early 20s, late teens, and I had a pickup truck, I would eat my horrible gas station lunch. And I was also vegetarian, so it was like just chips. Just all kinds of chips and fucking like, you know, like cactus cooler and like I don't know.
Like you were drinking a shit ton of Monsters then, weren't you?
Oh yeah, and Rockstars. Monster wasn't big back then, it was Rockstars. Camel Lights in Copenhagen were big. But yeah, I would just sit on the back of my truck, chain smoke. Like, you ever eat and smoke?
Like simultaneously?
Yeah, like, I'm going to take a bite of some chips and I still got chips in my mouth. Now I'm taking a drag of a cigarette.
Oh, man. Wow. That makes me want to just take a shower.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's what it was like.
That's gnarly.
Pretty awesome. So, but yeah, I just put my cigarette butts in the truck afterwards, and yeah, so I can imagine if this gentleman lived my kind of lifestyle, maybe that's what happened.
I'm thinking so. I wonder what else was back there.
I don't know. Farts?
Yeah, lots of them. What else you got?
What else do I got? I got a where are they? Oh. I was working for a natural grocery store. This company may be Are you able to receive text, David?
Yeah.
I'm going to text you some of them.
Great.
Because paste.
You gonna edit this out?
No, not at all.
Okay.
This is quality content.
How's it sound if I get like really close to the microphone?
It sounds like we're on NPR. It sounds better, actually.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You're not clipping, so that's good. I need.
Oh, okay.
I need to go up.
Let's give this a go.
Check. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
What do they call that stuff? The MSDR?
Oh, MSDR.
Is that what it is?
No.
What's that?
I know it's not that. MSAR.
MSDS.
No. All right. Did you get those texts?
Yeah, I got it.
David.
So we have to make the show good now because people that I know in real life are probably going to listen to it now.
My mom listens to it.
Well, I've known her in real life for quite a while now.
Yeah. So there you go. My
Okay,
boss
here we go.
Still has never heard it, and every once in a while I'm like, "Don't you do a podcast?" And then he asks for the name, and then I lie and give a different name.
Man, that's pretty good. I wish I would have thought of that this weekend.
Oh, what's your podcast called? It's called like This American Life.
That's what I was going to say too.
I go by my pin name, Ira Glass.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you've heard of it? A 50-year-old Jewish man.
Okay. So this one comes from one of our friends from Instagram. I was working for a national grocery store with this company maybe a month or so, and the other cutter was on holiday, and my manager faked a heart attack. So I was the only. So I was the only cutter on a weekend when we had T-bones on sale for $5.99 a pound. I'd cut 4 cases and leave it to my 14-year-old clerk to scrap, trim, tray, and wrap while I had to cut the rest. For the counter, place orders, work the inventory, and fill the case out of the cooler. Still have the highest sales record for a single day in that store. My manager faked a heart attack. Now, I think that's the real gem there.
Yeah.
It takes precedence really over the $5.99 a pound T-bones because,
Now, you ever, because you've been in management and I've overseen people for a while, but like, where you just know someone is lying to you about why they can't go in, but you can't do anything to prove it?
Yes, every day when I've worked at different plants.
Yeah.
Other than the one that I work at.
Recently, I had an employee talk about like how my son fell down and hit his head. I need to take him to the ER and make sure he doesn't have a concussion. And then like, I'm always suspicious when there's more details than like one I asked for.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You've hit the nail right on the head. Because
I know like for a fact when I've had to leave because of a family emergency, like I will know nothing, right? And then I'll be like, hey, I got to go. Something happened at home. I'm like, what happened? I don't know. That's why I have to leave.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. And where she's like it's like right after lunch. Oh, I just got this message from my son. I didn't have my phone, or my phone was charging, and so I didn't get it till now. And he fell at school, and then she shows me a picture. And see, I need to take him to the ER, because of concussions. And I was so close to just being like, oh, let me look at that picture, but just clicking it to see when it was taken. But
yeah. My other favorite thing that's like kind of in the same vein is that when people call off and they leave a message before you're at the plant,
oh yeah,
they always give you the most gnarly details. And I think that it's in hopes that you don't question it, like you take it, legitimately.
yeah,
But it's always like, oh, I won't be in today. I shit the bed last night or something.
yeah.
It's always so grotesque and foul that you just like have to leave it alone, And one time I told this Jeremy, like, when you do that,
Mm-hmm.
it's totally inappropriate in every way. Like, please don't do that. And also it makes it feel unbelievable. Like, you can just tell me that you can't come into work today because sometimes people just need mental health days, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't need to know why.
So he totally misinterpreted what I said, and then next time he called in, he actually took a picture of his toilet.
Oh, gross.
And sent it to me. And
I would have said, I thought you shit the bed. One time my friends, we'll call him Scoot, they're like 23 years old. He used to get blacked out drunk and literally shit the bed.
Oh, man. Wow. Whoa.
One time he was on a one-night stand, and he woke up in his own poop. And he slid the girl over, and he left. So she thought she pooped the bed.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
Listen, meatheads, this is one of our more casual episodes.
Yes. So if you work with David or somehow you're my boss and found this, turn off. Or if you're in the hiring position for any of the companies that I've recently applied to. My name is Ryan O'Hearn.
And I'm Ira Glass.
All right. This one is from Tracy. Tracy, a good friend of mine in Rochester, one of the...
Oh, sweet. Hey, Tracy.
One of the best butchers I know. A drunk customer came into the plant. We had a custom side of the plant. I'm reading this in a weird cadence. To pick up a... God damn it. A drunk customer came into the plant. We had custom cut a side of beef for him. It took him 3 months to pick up. He accused me of losing his beef and said the beef he was getting back wasn't his. I shared with him the dates and times we had called, and he said we were lying. I told him we don't lie, nor do we steal or trade people's beef, like he was accusing me of. He took a pause and took a swing at me.
Whoa.
I grabbed him and wrapped his arm behind him and threw him out the back door.
Yeah, Tracy could do that too, for sure.
I also feel like Tracy could have just completely fucked that dude up and made him disappear. Because he owns a meat packing plant.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't cross him. I've only met him one time.
Yeah. What would you do if someone took a swing at you, David?
In my shop?
Yeah.
I feel like I would just like back up and bring their attention to all of the weapons on my side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super foolish.
I'd probably maybe get hit accident. Like, what? Ah!
Yeah, gosh. Drunk people.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
Have you ever experienced a fight on the kill floor?
No, I haven't. There was one fella at a plant that I worked at that was so disgruntled that he would try to start, but nothing that actually ever escalated. However, I heard a great story about about somebody at a plant that was in a fight with another guy, and he just straight up drop kicked him right in the middle of the hallway by the time clock, and it was on camera.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When I worked in Vermont, our lander was down. I may have told this story a while ago, but we're 130 something episodes in, so podcast that's very esoteric about meat, I'm bound to repeat myself. And our lander was down, so we were skinning lambs, and then they had to be shouldered to bypass the drop spreader because the rail was in a permanent down position, and then go to the trimming station. But the trimmers and the people carrying the lambs were slower than the people skinning and gutting the lambs. So, and then one person took a lamb that just skinned it, walked it over to the trimming station, dropped it on the ground, and said,
"Whoa!"
And said, "Hurry the fuck up."
Really?
Yeah. And then the trimmers,
whoa,
got pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And somehow at each other, and they started fighting.
The trimmers did.
Yeah. And the guy who dropped the lamb just stood there, like kind of just sunk into the crowd like nothing happened.
I mean, that's a total win.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, Jeremy won the day.
Yeah. And like, yeah, some dude just like, it's like, oh my gosh, there is a full-blown fist fight happening and everyone is a felon and has knives. Milo.
How's Milo doing now that he's gotten cut?
He's still a jerk.
Yeah.
No, he's barking at something. All right. What do you got, David?
Let's see. I got this is from another Instagram friend. So I work at a small local shop, and I had an elderly lady come in wanting a chuck roast. We had a nice 2 to 3 inch thick bone-in roast, which I showed her. She asked if we had any thinner roast because she didn't want one that thick because it was just 2 of them eating. I explained to her that not for a full 7-bone chuck roast, but we did have a nice 1.25 inch thick chuck steaks.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a roast and not a steak. After trying to explain, she asked if I could cut the roast down. So I took it into the back left and brought out 2 chuck steaks, the same thing I showed her in the case. She was so thankful to have a thinner roast that she bought both of the new chuck roasts. Oh, man. That reminds me of the chicken story.
Which one's that?
There was it's pretty classic, but there was a butcher back in Michigan that I knew. He was actually my inspector, and he was formerly a butcher and worked for this fella. And so at the end of the night, they'd take all the chickens that were out in the ice case, and they'd put them into a barrel, and they'd take them to the back. And so this guy was cleaning out the case, and there was only 1 chicken left, and the lady came in, and she said, like 2 minutes before they closed, and asked if they had any more chicken. He said, yeah, I got this one here. I'm just about to put it back in the walk-in. And she looked at it, and I think she was turned off because it was the last one in the barrel. Mm-hmm. She said she wanted something fresher, so there must be something that he could get from the back. And so he said, yeah, no problem, And he went into the back with the barrel and came back out with the exact same chicken. And she thought it looked fantastic.
Yeah. People. Ugh.
Let's see. I had a display of 8-ounce tenderloin fillets on the counter. The guy came in and didn't like them, so I cut him some big, beautiful, fresh ones. He came in about an hour later and complained they were too expensive and returned them. God damn it. How many times have you had somebody return filet?
I don't think ever, but when I worked retail, it was in like Hollywood, like it was a boutique place, but I certainly would have people back out of orders at the scale. Like,
oh, for sure.
Oh,
Definitely.
I didn't know it was going to be that much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely happened. I mean, it's so frustrating because a lot of these places, like larger retailers, it's their policy to take anything back, just kind of like this listener said.
Yeah.
And so you end up just having to toss it, which is crazy. We had this, I've told this one before, we had this fella come in and he was just like super retail high from going Christmas shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in and ordered a ham, like a whole ham.
Yeah.
We tried to explain to this guy, like, dude, you don't want a whole ham. It's going to weigh 25 pounds plus. And he said, no, I want the full effect. This is for my family's Christmas. We're hosting this year. This is what I'm going to do. And he was like so stoked. Of course, we didn't take a deposit. And then he, comes to pick it up on Thanksgiving. We give it to him. And that sucker was like, Christ, I don't know. It must have been at least $160.
Mm-hmm.
And he left it there. And he wouldn't do anything. It's not like we didn't have a million hams already, but we totally got stuck with this thing.
Yeah. Like, that's the bad thing about like Costco, you return something there, but they throw it away because they have no idea what the thermal controls were like outside of their environment. Like in working at a USDA facility, if a customer or, someone doesn't like something or wants to return something, we can't do anything with it because all we could do is give them a credit and throw away the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good customer service, but
yeah,
it still sucks.
All right. This is a good one. I had a lady with just one boob hanging out at the cash register.
What?
That's the retail horror story.
Why? I mean...
How is that a retail horror story? Because there's only one? Did the milk go bad?
Better than 3.
Yeah. Like the Total Recall chick.
I'm just confused. Like was this person just like a creeper and was catching some side boob?
Yeah. Or was she like a struggling mom with like holding a child who like pulls the shirt and flashes you randomly?
Yeah, totally.
Or was
Weird.
she just like, oh, here? Or was she just like, or there's a third option of just a disenfranchised, opioid addicted person who has their tits out. Dude, what if boobs were little dicks? Anyway.
No. Nothing's ever going to be the same.
I have so many visuals in my head right now. It's like feeling up babies.
The Meat Block After Dark.
Yeah. Oh man.
God, it's like 9:30 p.m. right now. It's pretty much the middle of the night.
I know. All right. What else you got, David?
Nothing. Nothing good.
Here else. At least we didn't get any people talking about people feeding flaming young to their dogs.
Oh yeah,
that's passe.
We had a chicken lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was a miserable person, always complaining, speaking too loudly, and generally demanding lots of attention. And of course, she always wanted boneless, skinless chicken breasts.
Mm-hmm.
But she had to see the ones that she wanted and smell them and touch them. I was usually the one to take care of her, and she always obliged her out of the spirit of, and always obliged her of the spirit of good customer service. So she would always ask for me in particular. One day she called to confirm that we had chicken, and my coworker, pretending to be me, said, "I can't wait to see you." This woman, at least 30 years my elder, showed up in a dress that can only be described as revealing.
Nice. Maybe she was the one with the boob out.
Oh, God. Is this the same person?
No.
It's like the other butcher in the department having a very different experience.
It was awesome.
And so the dress was super revealing, and by that, this person meant disturbingly so. Revealing things that should not be revealed, plus enough hot red lipstick to paint the curb of fire hydrant. More embarrassing and horrifying, really. You know, I wonder if this submission came from the Seattle area, because this sounds really familiar to me.
Let me look at the name on it, because I just sent you the story. I didn't read it. Kent.
The person's name is Kent?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're from Kent?
They're from Texas.
Oh, man. Wow, there's more than one chicken lady out there. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
Yeah. That was the end of the story?
Although the chicken lady that I encountered, I know that she told me that she was staying at the extended stay motel down by the highway.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be her. Could be on the move.
I had a chicken lady that was more annoying than anything.
Yeah.
Let's call her R. Jones. No, that's too obvious. Let's call her Rashida J.
She was your chicken lady?
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm.
She was annoying?
She was very nice, actually. I just wanted to drop that. No, but she did want chicken breasts cut in half, packed using
wax paper,
satin wrap, then vacuum sealed, because she didn't want the PPEs of the bag to touch the chicken.
Where is this? What is with this whole like washing of chicken and being terrified of chicken thing? Like, what's happening there?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess the country doesn't know that we dip every chicken in freaking peracetic acid or something. You know, I mean, most plants, the plant that I work at doesn't do that. But you know, the big producers for the most part,
yeah, and
like sometimes really
straight up chlorine.
Yeah, aggressive antimicrobials, but even the holistic and natural ones that are approved by current NLP guidelines are like, you know, apple cider vinegar or whatever, but you still get like a 3 or 4 log reduction. I mean, these things are clean.
Yeah.
Clean chicken.
And 70-degree water will take care of a lot of it.
Yeah, you know, yeah, totally. I remember like being a kid, my mom telling me, get the chicken out, clean it in the sink,
mm-hmm.
and then wash the sink. I mean, I guess I definitely would wash the sink. Anyways, it's a habit I won't be able to give up. But people are eating chicken sashimi over in Tokyo, man.
I know, it's weird.
It's happening. It is weird. I had some really, really good medium rare pork this weekend.
You did?
Yeah. It was like rare, and it was super freaking good.
Where was it from?
The person that cooked it was a very good cook. I don't want to do any shameless plugging.
Okay.
But let's just say someone that I work with, who is a very good cook, made some pork, and it was memorable.
All right. Here we go. Stupid question from a chef. Do you age your beef before or after you grind it? I'm asking.
Oh, after. Yeah, we grind it. We age it for just a very long time after we grind it.
Mm-hmm. Like one does.
Yeah, because I mean, how else is the lactobacillus supposed to multiply by like 10 logs in 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
Gross. There's probably some places where people like form it around a stick and like stick it out on a beach or something.
Do something dumb with it.
Yeah.
Because they're dum-dums. And they're full of dumbs. All right.
I got one here.
Okay.
Let's see. I had a customer come in and ask for 3 dry-aged bone-in ribeyes. And I explained that we cut them by the rib. I explained weight and price and was told to go ahead. A few minutes later, I weighed them up and tagged them with the price. The poor customer practically choked and asked if she could have just one of the boneless ribeye already in the case. It was a Tuesday.
So, like, my whole thing is, like, that sucks, right? But if that's the worst thing you got to deal with, then you're doing all right.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, yeah, make a new sign with your, little chalk thing and call it a cowboy steak and sell that stinker.
You could even cut that bone down and then take it to the bandsaw and still make 2 ribeyes out of it.
Yeah.
But, like, that sucks. And I'm not trying to diminish that heartache on a Tuesday.
Maybe that's what it was, because it was a Tuesday.
Well, he could have said, do you know what, lady? See you next Tuesday.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah. What?
You got any more?
I got tons more. So I posted this in this butcher group online, right? And the first comment was from this Peter S. Seconds after posting it, said, "Sorry, bro, not going to do your show for you. LOL."
Oh,
lol.
Man.
Peter, you're so funny. Ooh, Peter with your selfie of you and your cat.
Peter's just pissed because we never got to. We never went through the 5 principles of HACCP like all the way through.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to it, Peter.
We're gonna get to it. Stop writing us, Peter.
God, stop blowing us up.
Peter, stop sending me pics. Peter, I get it. Peter S. with the pictures of the cat.
So many freaking cats.
Your Facebook is just a ball of cats. Not going to do your show for you. Peter, you're so goddamn funny. Peter's sitting here behind the mixer, making sure he's doing the show. I got news for you. Fuck you, Peter. Do my show for me. My response was, yes, a paragraph is doing my show. Because I'm asking someone to do the editing, the hosting, and the advertising, and edit the interviews down. Thank you. The next response is someone literally said, fuck you, Peter.
Was it Norm?
No, it's just some guy I've never seen before. But I thank you, guy I've never seen before, for having the meat blocks back. A lot of the stuff were people just praising the meat block and how rad we are. And I tell you what, guys, I need that sometimes. Because even
yeah, likewise,
I get a little down on the dumps.
Yeah, I think I'm coming out of the dumps. I think I'm like probably pretty ready to get back to the routine here.
Yeah, one of the best comments is, "Oh, this guy fucked up." This guy. Facebook is not a forgiving platform.
No, it's not. I had to quit because it was too hard on me.
He asks, where can I see the podcast? And multiple people attacked the guy for using the in for saying C.
Yeah, but what if he experiences like chronic synesthesia and he does see us when he hears us?
I wonder what he sees, because he obviously doesn't see us. He doesn't know what we look like.
No.
Would it be like an abstract version of that? And that's why I recommend everyone does psilocybin, and we're going to do a podcast retreat where we take a hallucinogens and a team building exercise.
I can't wait to hear all about that.
I'm just joking, future employees.
You know.
But no, that would be pretty funny though.
What would you say? We save the rest of these for next time?
Yeah, they're all really long too. And we're running out of steam. All right, David. Until next time, keep your knives sharp and
live in the margin.
All right.